Hey everyone, it's Dan Razor. Let's go through Area 3 of the basic route. So, we just finished Area 2. Now we're going to the Master's Shrine, and we're going to move, and we're going to go east to the Seabed of St. Elles, or Area 3. And now we're in the Seabed Sanctuary. Yeah, it's a pretty lonely place, so let's come up here and talk to the statue, which will tell us a little bit of the story of the place, and also unlock the first area, Southerta, for us. So, let's go into here. And from the map, you can already see it's a bit more of a complex place. I would say, here's a good time to save if you want to be safe or just practice. So first, I'm just going to be walking through. You don't need to really defeat these enemies yet. If you want to be safer up here, though, you can defeat these enemies if you want with either sword swings or light arrows, whichever you feel is good. I like to do one where I just go like this, with those two, because it looks really nifty. And over here, you can just defeat these. Only one there you have to worry about. Now that one there, if you want, you can walk through it. That rock is, or clam is, going to go after you, but otherwise you can just shoot a light arrow and just walk through it. Just going to... So those clams, the big detail of those is they have very high defense, so when you're attacking them, you're probably only going to be doing 1 damage each swing, or each hit, and they have 20 hit points, so doing a spell like that's really nice. Now, we can either defeat these one at a time with light arrows, or you can get creative and get multiple ones using your diagonals, which will show, or your angles, which will show later. But the big key is defeating them with light arrows, because light arrows ignore damage, or defense. Just does damage, that's it. So let's go with that. Now that we've unlocked this way, we're going to go up here and go along here. We've got those pine trees, or those palm trees that are very, very shooty. A lot of coconuts they're throwing. So one thing you can do is either step over here, hold to the right and down a little bit to get those with light arrows, or just slowly just make your way down and get them that way. Whichever way you feel is easier, more comfortable for you. Then we got some more clams to deal with. So this layer has a lot of gating. By that I mean you have to release a layer to get another layer to get another layer. So also get multiples of those at the same time with light arrows. But you just want to get that one up there, and the 4, I want to say that we're over here. Next, we'll just defeat these gorillas. Use light arrows if you want to make it a little bit faster, but you can also conserve gems if that's your aim. And then we've released this mermaid, or some people call her the Palace Mermaid, for the randomizer. And she mentions the bubble armor, which if you've skipped the ice armor, you're probably very thankful for it, because now you finally have some armor. Now you can use a death warp using that, de-equipping your armor and using the fish, or if we had defeated those enemies earlier, those other gorillas, we would have been able to do that for a shortcut going down. But because I did not do that, I'm just going to unequip my armor, and actually a good teachable moment, put it where the bubble armor is, so you can kind of see what happens with that. So, unfortunately, all our gems went away, which will happen, but we have good opportunities to get more. So, we'll go down through here, and then we'll talk to that mermaid we just talked to. And she's going to give us the bubble armor. She will also, after this, heal your health all the full if you haven't talked to her yet. Now, if you're not feeling risky, go ahead and equip the bubble armor. We'll just do that for now. Just things moving along. Otherwise, you can just walk through and get the damage you need. So next, we're going to come up here and just defeat these enemies. We just need to defeat these gorillas to get these mermaid statues. The way this mermaid bed is, there's some gold. If you play this casually, you know there's some gold mermaid jukebox statues, when you talk to these mermaid statues, they will make those gold jukeboxes disappear. After that, you can either do a death warp, or you can just walk back. If it's your first time speedrunning this, you can probably just walk back. Save yourself a little bit of gems for the next area, but when you're feeling more risky, you can do the death warp. But we'll do it this way for now. Then we'll talk to this mermaid statue. Here's Rockbird. And there that jukebox goes away. Now, if this was normal any percent, I'd probably be equipping the bubble armor right now, but since we're being safe, we did it earlier. Alright, so, going to the next section here. Since we got all that stuff, let's go back to the section of the guide that we need to go to, and we're going through the seabed. We're going to just walk past those, because we want the gems from some other part that we're going to get later. But you can defeat them now if you want. It's not going to hurt anything. I actually defeat them now just for fun, because this isn't any percent. You can do whatever you want in any percent except save states and cheat. So it's or game by cheat I mean Game Genie, or any pro action replay, other things that let you do that. So I'm just going to defeat these. Normally you wouldn't do it, but hey, you can do whichever you want in this, and it can actually save you time in a different way. You just gotta be better about defeating those enemies than I was there. Now, just to show you, if you get like, oh crap, I need to heal, you can talk to this mermaid. There you go. Health is back, restored. So let's keep going. I've already defeated those. Usually you might have saw me just stepping here. I usually just do that first strategy just to defeat those faster, or more consistently. Now we'll walk across, and since this is open for me already, I'm just going to go ahead and use it. And then we shall proceed onward, and we can walk past these. You only have to go to Rockbird once, and that's only going to unlock a shortcut to Rockbird, which we really don't need to do, so we usually just skip it. I'm going to go east all the way here, and there's these birds. I'm going to stand right by this rock, and just right up top of it. And usually around that area, I don't take damage when that happens. Now, if I get this chest here, that has a medical herb. Down below to the right, if we want, it has gems. So if you want, you can get those. Either way is completely fine. Whichever you feel more comfortable doing as you get the route down. Then we shall attack these gorillas. And there are some times when I'm probably taking damage. It's just on purpose for some nice stuff I'm doing. At least I say it is. But that, and then go further and defeat these. So then down here, a neat trick, you can just hold down, just use the light arrow between those, kind of that T formed by that rock, and that rock. Step there. I usually go 2 there just to move that rock 2 spots. That's what others do as well. If you want, you can defeat these palm trees for some experience. It's okay. And then defeat these with some light arrows. Just using that magician soul movement as you go. If you're not as comfortable doing it, then you can always just take them on as you go. And getting extra gems as you get more comfortable is a good way just to keep yourself able to have a lot of light arrows for it. If you want, you can defeat those enemies as well. And now, that was good because I forgot about doing that. One of my speedrun rounds. Good job, me. And then we will step on this layer. And this will unlock the next statue. So, a lot of layers to do to get that spot. This next section is going to be a little bit different because I defeated those seahorses and other enemies a little bit sooner. What I'm going to do here is equip the strange bottle because we're being safe. I'm also going to de-equip my armor. And you can see that got the death warp there, but we kept our gems. However, the strange bottle now is gone, unfortunately. But that's okay. We're going to equip the medical herb instead for the next area. Or Durian. The land of Shooty, or something. So next, after all that, we shall exit south and make sure we got that armor equipped. If not, we're going to take about 1 damage per second or 2, which we don't want to happen. We want to keep ourselves going pretty well. Go south, usually line up with this little pattern on the floor. Go west and north. Again, if you're learning this route, don't worry too much about movement precision. It will come with more practice. We'll keep going, and you can see the ground is glowing red a little bit, which is foreshadowing for the next area of Durian, which is a volcano area. So first off, I like to do is I hold R facing this way. I go right here and then down, and I start swinging. I look at that first one, and I keep swinging again. Or you can just go up further and then wait for that one to spawn a little bit to the left. Clear that, it helps things go a bit faster. And then we defeat these, staying to the top or left again because they're not going to do anything unless we're to the right or bottom. And seal that. Note that if you've played this casually, you probably know that there's a angelfish and that you can release to talk to get the shield for this area. We did not do that because it's slower, so those fireballs can rain down and hurt you. So now, where I'm standing on some of these is meant for damage reduction as well. So here I like to stand on the west side because you can see those bubbles are not hitting me. I'm just doing eastward slashes. Step on that. Up here, face eastward still. I'm about 2 tiles in. I go up a little bit as that bird starts to spin. And I come down here. Again, if you're not quite getting it, or whatever else in this part, don't worry about it. It's just, again, this is just an example of a run. We're trying to have a lot of safeties in order to just help you out. If you're locking through enemies or whatever else, stuff can happen a little. We're learning this. And over here, we're going to do kind of a safer spot here. You can either defeat those with sword swings facing west on these little diagonal notches there. You'll be able to hit them. Because the sword reach in this game is absolutely ridiculous. Otherwise, you can use the light arrow to defeat them both at the same time. But we're going with this method first. So next, we'll go west around the mountain, just past that metal gorilla, because we will not be able to defeat them. So what we can do with these rocks here is use some light arrows just to defeat them from the distance, those clams, and then defeat these gorillas. Now note, I do not want to seal that layer to the right of me until I've cleared this layer below me, because if I seal that first, I have to defeat all these enemies again. And that's about 5 light arrows times 8, so that's 40 gems, so may not be the best. So then we release that last NPC, but we haven't released a statue yet. Just walking through just to show that, yeah, you need to sometimes, depending on your health. So you can notice I'm at 9 health right now, not 50, at about I've taken 9 damage. There we go. If I've taken... I'm at taking 9 damage. If I would have taken only 5 damage, I'd be able to do this without this herb. Because of that, I unfortunately need to do this. You can see right as I stepped on that, the herb popped right away. So, and I think if I'm at this level, it'd be 7 damage because I'm at level 9. Usually, in the any percent run, we're at level 8. But either way, that herb's there to help you. Afterwards, you step onto the lava and go poof. It's 4 damage per hit. Regardless of your level or whatever else, it does 4 damage per hit. So that lava is pretty serious stuff. Alright, so again in this guide I kind of broke it down a little bit more by sections there. So, and note that my guide I might have went really clear or really far into the detail on it, but it's up to you. Big points is just get these layers in this order. So back into the Seabed Palace, we talked to the mermaid, but now we need to get one more item. So we did a lot of other releases at Durian, so we need to talk to this mermaid. Now say yes. If you say no, or press the Y button, you're going to lose 10 seconds because she's going to show you what the queen looks like by transforming into her appearance to look like her. So, talk to the dolphin that's moving in this area, which is Lou. And he's going to give us an item that we need for the next section. Alright, so we got the Thunder Ring. I'm going to go ahead and equip it. So there it is for me. It's a very important item because we do need to defeat some metal enemies, but we have no means to do so since we don't have a sword later on that lets us defeat metal enemies. So this spell that we're going to get, I mean, this is not really a spell, but the damage from this one basically just destroys any enemy. It does a ridiculous amount of damage. So we'll continue on here. We're just going north and west in this section. And, okay. So then we need to defeat these hermit crabs. And you'll note that when I'm slashing at them, it does take a little bit longer. Now, there was a safety on the mountain. I could have gotten the critical sword, which was that chest in the lava on the east side. If you have enough health when you get to that section of Durian, you can certainly use it. But keep in mind you need to be level 11 to swing the sword. So that's where it gets to be a little tricky. So we defeat these. Notice when they're down, we can't slash them because their shell is metal. But when they're moving, we can hit them. Going on here. We just need to clear this layer up here. See that thunder came down and pretty much destroyed them. If you want, you just keep doing that to defeat them. It's up to you. Now this next section I like to do is keep in mind that those enemies, if you're above them, they're not going to do anything to you. So you just got to be careful of those rocks they throw. But now you notice they stopped. If I move one spot, then they move 2. So then we move 2 more, 2 more, 2 more, 2 more, 2 more. A little bit like that. But then we'll just blast them with the lightning there. You might lose them a little bit. They might get off sync, like start moving on their own a little. But that's kind of the big part, is just defeating them with lightning there. So we don't have a sword that can defeat them at this time. Now that we've done that, I'm going to de-equip my bubble armor for a death whip. I'm just going to go walk along with this bubble. If you want, there's a layer over to the right. This one will actually have will open up an area to talk to a gem fairy that will bring you back as well. She won't give you anything, but she also gives you a hint about how to destroy those monsters. And then we'll just go back here. Now we're back. going to re-equip the bubble armor. What I'm going to do is put this right here. You'll notice it's the second from the left, the rightmost, and it's the second from the bottommost spot. So we're going to be getting a power bracelet, a great item that will double our attack value, or double our damage to enemies. So in order to do that, we will first, since we've got that, and my health is pretty low right now, I'm actually going to go back into the shrine and get my health back. So now we're into the final section. Again, a lot of this stuff is covered in this guide, so I apologize if I'm not keeping up with scrolling on this. Next we will go down here. And we unlocked that final jukebox area, so we're going to go south and around these rocky area, go through, and then over to this coral reef. I like to hold R here because normally you need to face north to open any chests, so just do that to do that without having to move much. If you want, you can defeat some of these enemies, but now you see we have the power bracelet equipped. Like I said, that doubles your damage dealt to any enemies, so after your strength and your all that's done, that damage calculation's done, then it's just you'll do at most 1 damage, or at minimum 1 damage. This makes it so it can become 2 if you want. So it can make some things really nice. Alright, we've got an ominous rope here going northward, and if you played this, yep, that's right, it's the ghost ship. So, and you can see on my little video I have kind of a little way of little gif of the fight. So here's what I like to do for this one, but there's different ways you can approach it as well. The pattern with this boss is you need to get to this top part, and then you see these hands. If you want, you can use a light arrow to defeat those. But you can also see that it does a lot of damage with those anchors that it shoots out. And some people like to do swings like this to defeat those. But the fastest damage you're going to do is with the sword poke, going that way. And that would be where I would hit the split. If you heard me hit my pedal. So there's lots of different ways to do that one, but I like to step in that spot. And I'll just go back there real quick just to show. So again, it's just coming up here to trigger the fight. And there's this little spot here, this row, the second row from the front. And it's this section here that you can kind of move up and down a little bit. And you can move with the boss a little, however you want to. Just note that that boss will deal pretty big damage at this point, since the boss has 17 offense, and we have about 7 defense right now, so the boss will do 10 damage per hit on us. So, pretty serious boss. So, let's exit this, which unfortunately there's no shortcut to leave this. We just need to go this way, and then we will just this way and out. Now you could have sealed that before to get the shortcut to help you before the boss, just to get a save as well. So sorry for not mentioning it earlier, but it's definitely something you can do. So now that we've released the queen, we'll go up here and talk to the queen, going back to the route at the same time. See that we're down at the ghost ship, we went through the warp, we're back here, we're talking to the queen. And you'll notice that I did another conversation with her. That's what happens when you B-mash sometimes. So, let's go up here. And that is Area 3. In the next section, we'll cover Area 4. It does have a bit more of a use of magic on it, but it's a really fun area. So we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. See you next time.